Mark Sanchez was caught on video stumbling around covered in blood after allegedly attacking a 69-year-old man while intoxicated. And the psychology behind celebrity violence is more disturbing than you think. The former NFL quarterback was doing wind sprints in an Indianapolis alley at midnight when he body slammed a grease truck driver, turning a knife on the elderly man and permanently disfiguring his face. Sanchez told police he could only remember grabbing for a window and nothing else, suggesting either blackout drinking or dissociative episodes that occurred during extreme psychological stress. The incident reveals how former athletes struggle with identity loss and impulse control after their careers end, often turning to alcohol and violence to feel powerful again. Fox Sports is being sued for allegedly knowing about Sanchez's drinking problems and propensity for harmful conduct, but continuing to employ him anyway. This isn't just a random bar fight. It's a case study in how untreated trauma and addiction can turn celebrities into dangerous predators who attack innocent people.
Teen mom's Barbara Evans suffered a stroke at 72, and the hidden psychological stress of raising your daughter's children is literally killing grandparents across America. Barbara has been the primary caregiver for Janelle's kids while her daughter battles addiction, mental illness, and toxic relationships, creating chronic stress that damages the cardiovascular system. The stroke represents the physical manifestation of years of psychological trauma from watching your child self-destruct while being responsible for protecting their children from the chaos. Grandparents raising grandchildren experience higher rates of depression, anxiety, and physical health problems because they're dealing with grief over their child's failures while trying to provide stability for traumatized kids. Barbara's hospitalization exposes the hidden epidemic of grandparent caregivers who sacrifice their own health and retirement to clean up their adult children's messes. The psychological burden of being the family's safety net while watching your own child repeatedly fail creates a perfect storm for stress-related illnesses like strokes and heart attacks.
A TikTok influencer got massive backlash for her husband taking her last name, exposing the psychological violence of gender role policing in 2024. Anna Muller's viral video celebrating her husband Cameron's decision to take her surname triggered thousands of comments attacking their masculinity and relationship dynamics. The backlash reveals how deeply internalized patriarchal beliefs create psychological distress when people challenge traditional gender norms, even in something as simple as naming conventions. Men who take their wives' names face social emasculation and questioning of their identity, while women who keep their names are seen as selfish or untraditional. The psychological pressure to conform to gender expectations is so intense that couples receive death threats and harassment for making personal choices about their own names. This controversy isn't about names. It's about how society uses shame and social punishment to enforce gender roles that limit both men and women's freedom to define their relationships on their own terms.
Gen Z just renamed fall the Great Lock-In, and the psychology behind this viral trend is accidentally revolutionary for mental health. Instead of seasonal depression and back-to-school anxiety, young people are reframing autumn as a time for intentional self-improvement and goal setting. The Great Lock-In represents a psychological shift from external validation to internal motivation, encouraging people to focus on personal growth rather than social media performance. This trend is accidentally more effective than traditional New Year's resolutions because it aligns with natural seasonal rhythms and the psychological need for renewal that comes with changing weather. Gen Z is using social media to create accountability and community around self-improvement goals, turning what used to be a depressing season into an empowering time for transformation. The lock-in mentality combats seasonal affective disorder by giving people purpose and structure during the darker months when depression typically peaks. This viral trend is accidentally creating a mental health movement that prioritizes sustainable change over quick fixes. Pretty incredible, right?
Taylor Swift's new TikTok dance is called The Fate of Ophelia, and the psychological symbolism is darker than our fans realize. Ophelia is Shakespeare's character who drowns herself after being driven to madness by men's manipulation and betrayal, making this an oddly prophetic choice for Swift's current era. The choreography includes movements that mirror drowning and desperation, suggesting Swift is processing her own psychological struggles through artistic expression. Fans are recreating the dance without understanding they're performing a tribute to female suicide and mental breakdown caused by romantic trauma. The viral trend reveals how pop culture normalizes and romanticizes women's psychological suffering, turning mental health crises into entertainment and dance challenges. Swift's choice to name the song after literature's most famous female suicide victim isn't accidental. It's a psychological cry for help, disguised as catchy choreography. The fact that millions of people are dancing to a song about a woman's descent into madness shows how disconnected we've become from the mental health messages hidden in our entertainment.